Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
All right. Hey, want to welcome you guys to the very first episode of Bobby Slam's Pete-Igrees and Shay-Nanigans. And, yo, the bad guys here. All right. So
we lost a good one untimely.
We did lose a good one there. Mr. Scott Hall recently left us. We're going to be talking about that and a bunch of other things. We got WrestleMania coming up this coming weekend, so we're going to be going over the card on that. But before we get into that, let me introduce you to everybody that's going to be a part of this show. We got our resident face. For those of you not in the know, that means good guy. Mr. Peter Coles, the man, the myth, the legend, holding up his custom belt. Look at that from Ken's Den. Woohoo! Nice. The only way the guy can win a belt is to pay $200 and have it delivered. I can't
even win my own belt. I had 2 other winners so far. I haven't won it yet.
All right. And so, Pete, this project was actually kind of your idea. You threw this at me during the Bobby G and Company show that, hey, we should do a wrestling one because Lynn is comatose when we start talking wrestling. And we decided to work this out. And our neutral guy, we got our face, we got to have our neutral, Mr. Shay Slater. Good afternoon, evening. Pete, do we know when this is going to be broadcast?
I'm not sure yet. We have to figure that out, but it's probably going to be some afternoon, some evening, so it's like a good day.
Good day to everybody. So, Shay, good evening to you. It's evening for us right now.
Yeah.
As we're taping this. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. Coming up on my retirement match on Saturday.
Yes, I heard about that. So, Pete, here's the thing that you don't know about this. I just, Shay and I were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
We're really going to roll the dice with this. Shay Slater's retirement match, as he just said, this weekend?
Yeah, this Saturday night.
This coming Saturday night. He's on the WrestleMania pay-per-view card. He's the main event baby. So listen,
I wish.
This is what's going to happen, Pete.
Yes.
Assuming you're okay with this, of course. We're going to have that match taped.
Okay.
And our next episode, which will be in 2 weeks, we're going to do this every 2 weeks. We're going to use the middle segment of the 1 hour show. And we're going to do, you and I are going to do commentary on Shay's video.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun.
This could be ugly.
This could be ugly.
It's going to be ugly for Nate Nastic, not for me.
So,
nice.
We don't know yet. Retirement, is it going to go out with a bang or a whimper? We don't know. We're going to find that out in 2 weeks when we do that video segment. So, Shay, even though I'm the heel in the show, I do want to wish you the best.
Thank you.
You and I have been personal friends for a number of years now. I've seen you wrestle. I got to tell you, Pete, I know you have not seen Shay fight.
Yep.
He is one crazy mother. I've been a wrestling fan my entire life, and this guy takes the cake. We went to Bar Brawl, I think it was called.
Yeah, it was called Bar Brawl.
And I was there scoping the place out, and Shay comes out as a tag team match, and this is an outdoor bar area. And where the band usually plays is an elevated stage. It's maybe 18 inches.
Was that the old waterfront?
2 feet. No, it's in Connecticut.
This is in Connecticut.
Oh, Connecticut, okay.
And so we're watching. I'm sitting there and I'm watching this. And Shay grabs his opponent, picks him up, and power bombs this guy right onto the edge of the stage. Pete, I kid you not when I say his shoulders were on the stage and his back was up against the bottom of it.
Ooh.
He was folded in a 90-degree angle. I'm looking at him. I'm like, oh, my God, there's no way this kid's going to be able to walk again.
You're welcome, Logan X.
That's got to hurt. That's got to hurt.
Oh, man, it was.
I'm sorry. I watched people taking bumps, but that's got to hurt.
It was something to see. And then I had to laugh. I don't remember if it was you or your partner at that night, but one of you guys used the cornhole board, did a power move, putting the guy on the floor in front or on the ground in front of the cornhole, and then you guys had a 10-pin bowling ball, and whoom, and there was no blocking that shot. He got nailed right in the pin, and
that was one of the other matches.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that was.
Oh my God, that was still your.
Yeah, it was our event.
That was your event. Oh my God, that was just. I was there with Mancini. Pete. I was there with Bobby Mancini.
First mistake.
And I'm looking at Bob, and I'm like, oh, my God, that has got to hurt. But watching you slam that kid, I was like, oh, my God, I don't know how that kid's going to be able to walk again. But I got to say the show was, like, uber entertaining. The bar crowd was pretty interesting. You had that one guy, and I don't recall his name, but he was dressed up like the Joker.
Oh, Len Oddity.
Okay, yes, Len. He was a trip.
Yeah, he moved on to Texas.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
At one point, Pete, now this is an outdoor bar, you actually grabbed somebody's pitcher of beer and broke it over the other guy's face. I was like, ow!
Don't forget, I drank the beer that was left in it first.
Did
then
you? Okay, all right.
I finished the beer, then I hit him with it.
Oh, that was you that hit him?
Yep, that was me.
I thought that was Len that did it. See,
no, I hit Logan X, yeah.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. But so the shows were actually really cool. Now, you're wrestling now for another promotion. You're not doing it on your own anymore.
No, this Saturday is Tough and Talented Wrestling in Torrington, Connecticut.
Okay.
So I wrestle for them. I done matches for Blood, Sweat, and Tears Wrestling out of Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Yep.
And then this past weekend I didn't wrestle, but I was a part of Sacrifice for Glory Wrestling, a new company out of Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Nice.
And I did we did streaming for that, so I commentated that, and then I managed Adrian Vine to his victory for the finals. His match was the semifinals for the first ever championship.
Okay.
So I managed him to victory for that.
Nice.
And then later in the night, Allison Jade couldn't make it, so I ended up going with Eva Del Rosa, and she came up short in her title match for the first ever women's championship. But I came out with her and tried to do what I could do. But
yeah. Nice. So, any chance of any of these organizations coming up into Western Mass?
probably not, because they're.
Well, I don't blame you, because I wouldn't want to either. I'd be afraid of Mancini myself still. If
I'm not afraid of Mancini.
You know, I mean, that guy, he owns you.
He's been backing off him every time. He'll run his mouth, but every time it's time to put his money where his mouth is, he doesn't do anything about it.
What are you talking about? He's telling me that you're the one that don't show up at the event.
No,
he's in the ring ready to go, and you're just not no show. I mean, you know.
What, ring in his basement? Because he hasn't ran anything.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Wow.
I got to play the heel. You
Sal Bandini. You want to wrestle? That's Rob Mancini.
Well, you know, I don't know. Were you there I don't know if you were there that day when we had him on the show. And he asked me, he goes, why do you call me Boom Boom? I says, because that's all it's going to take. 2 booms. Me booming you in the jaw and you hitting the mat. And he just started laughing.
Wow.
And I told him, you're lucky I retired. I said, because I'd take you out.
Wow.
But I'm telling you. So listen, we got lots of stuff going on, and I didn't even include myself here. Bobby Goff, which you probably know me from the Bobby G and Company show, 18 convenient locations, one near you. You know, hey, we left Lynn O'Brien out of this because there was no Jell-O involved in the show. So when we get a Jell-O show, Lynn will be here for your entertainment.
Oh, Lord. She's going to love that.
Yeah.
I'll hear about that in the morning.
You will. Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, Scott Hall, otherwise known as Razor Ramon, recently passed away. And so this show, our inaugural show, is dedicated to Scott Hall. So throughout each segment, you're going to hear or see different promos that were done when he was first coming into what was then known as WWF. And like the first one we're going to play for you is actually, it was his very first promo. Pete, if you're ready for that, why don't we play that? And then when we come back, we're going to start going over to WrestleMania cards.
We take you now, ladies and gentlemen, to a Cuban immigrant, an individual who apparently feels as though the streets of America are paved with gold. Here is Razor Ramon.
All I can say is thank God the production values got better.
Yeah, that was the bad guy. Again, the very first promo that he did for WWE and back then WWF. Kind of back then they still do it now, I guess, a little bit, a teaser.
Yeah, teaser videos.
Except
now it's like months and months of teaser videos.
Well, the problem is their teasers now, you already know the character because you're dealing with either somebody that's coming up from NXT or like Raw's been doing this, I can't think of the guy's name. He was with Jinder Mahal for a while. Shanky and Veer.
Yeah.
Veer. I mean, you saw the guy wrestle. Everybody and their brother beat the hell out of this guy, and now they're giving him a big push, and he's coming out to Raw after
They had
WrestleMania.
got rid of those guys. They had let those guys go a couple of years ago too.
Did they?
The Singh brothers, yeah, they had let them go.
No. Those aren't the Singhs.
No, not the Singh
No,
brothers.
No.
Jinder and Jinder has two guys now. Well, before the split, Shanky's like 7 feet tall, and Veer is a little fire plug. I mean, he's little. I mean, he's probably 6'2". But he's stockier build, and they were his hired muscle, so to say. And but they were split up in the draft. One went to Raw with Jinder. Shanky went to Raw, and I'm sorry, they went to SmackDown, and Veer went to Raw, but they never did anything with him.
By the way, if I keep looking over my shoulder, it's because I'm also doing my real job too at the same time.
Oh, okay, yeah, no problem.
There's a zoning board of appeals meeting going on at the same time in the background. So
Are they wrestling?
no, well they're wrestling over issues.
I
but
think
that's a
we
whole
should
different type of wrestling.
I think we should have some fun.
By
with
the way,
that.
straight shoot. Didn't you guys listen to Talk is Jericho this week?
No, I did not. It takes me a while to listen to podcasts because I listen to them while I'm driving to work, and I have a 25-minute drive to work. So it usually
William Regal. Oh my God! Straight shoot. They didn't talk about anything. Straight shoot about all the health issues he's had. It is just over an hour, and it was an unbelievable podcast. So much so that Chris was like, "We're having you back to talk about the business."
Wow.
For some reason, this just became like a therapy session, and we talked about you, and it was absolutely the stuff that he's went through. He has a guardian angel, like you wouldn't even believe.
Oh yeah, he said
Straight
substance abuse issues.
Not even that. I'm talking about the health issues.
Oh, really?
Straight up health issues, and it was just an hour of shooting, and it
Wow.
was just unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Great podcast.
All right. So as you can see when you're watching us here on your local Channel 15s, we are live from the WrestleMania forum. Here we got the
That's some type of
behind
sport
us,
arena.
Sport arena right
it
behind
looks
us
like
there.
the Springfield Civic Center.
A little bit, yeah.
Actually,
Before it was renovated into the Mass Mutual.
Yeah, that's where WrestleMania is this year.
Yeah.
All right. So
Actually, one of our local guys, Westfield on Weekends board member Jason Poland, is one of the people that sets up and manages WrestleMania Access. He's in Texas right now.
oh, no kidding.
Nice.
Yep.
So where's our tickets?
And we can work that when he gets back to
All
the
right.
East Coast.
Yeah, he'll give us tickets for this
Well,
show when he gets back.
Well, Raw's coming to Hartford in May 9th, I believe it is.
My daughter Amy took me to go see, I think it was Raw, in the Hartford Civic Center a couple of years back, and I ended up. I mean, it was an awesome time, but it was the worst experience.
Hartford's a tough place to see a show.
No, we had great. I mean, we were the only ones in a row that didn't have a harp, but I mean, we were way up there. But I mean, the thing was, I had just really badly hurt my ankle. And I couldn't freaking walk. I was on like crutches, supposed to be.
Yep.
And I'm trying to get up those stairs to get to the seat. I'm like, I just said to Amy, I said, "You get behind me." I says, "If I start tipping back, you push me." And once I got in that seat, that was it. I wasn't moving.
Yeah, Hartford Civic Center, we sat almost in the top, and it's vertical.
Yeah, those are the bad seats. Yeah.
Actually, we saw everything. I thought it was
seats,
good.
The seats themselves are wonderful. It's getting to the seats.
Getting to the seat, that was a tough one.
That's why
Definitely.
usually I get my tickets on StubHub, so I'll get a lower section.
Yeah.
Pay a little bit more, but it's worth it. And also, you can get them last minute too with them.
Well, Amy had done this as a surprise gift.
Yeah.
She had tried to win them on the radio and ended up not winning them. And I was like, "Oh, okay, no problem. We won't go." And then she's like, "No, we're going. I bought tickets." I'm like, I didn't want her to spend money on it, was the whole point. But anyway, so let's, Pete, let's put up graphic number 3 behind us if we can. Okay.
While we're waiting for that graphic, did you know Scott Hall's very first match in WWF?
My
was
meeting
Razor?
ended, so that was a good thing.
Say that again?
My meeting ended, so now I can concentrate on this.
Oh, yeah, no. Shay, what was that?
So did you know Scott Hall's very first match as Razor Ramon was against Carmella's father?
No, I didn't. Who was her dad?
Oh, I forgot his name because I might have it on my.
Was he a jobber or was
Yeah.
he actually? Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's see. I might have it on my phone because someone shared
interesting
it and I
'cause-
saved it.
I did not know that. Oh,
Carmella's, former Patriots cheerleader,
yeah.
and she's from Worcester.
She's getting married.
Yeah,
She's marrying,
is she
Corey
gonna really
Graves.
marry him, Corey Graves?
Yeah. That's not his real name, but yeah.
Yeah.
Matt something is his real name. But anyway.
All right, ready for the first graphic?
All right,
Here's our
ready for the first
match we're gonna
graphic.
talk about.
So the first matchup, we're going to be talking about Saturday's card, though. Now, WrestleMania this year is April 2nd and April 3rd. We got the first match we're going to talk about is the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair defending her title against the winner of the Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble, Ronda Rousey. So, all right, Pete, you throw that right behind us. There we go. So, guys, what's your take on this? What do you think, Shay? You going to go with Flair, or you going with Ronda?
I think Rousey's going to take it.
What do you think, Pete? You're the face.
I mean, Ronda's the fan favorite, but she's now not new to the company, so she's not the new thing that they're going to push. I have a feeling that there's going to be a spoiler in this match somewhere, and to help Charlotte retain, and Ronda's back for a little while. She's not going to just come in for a WrestleMania appearance. She's had her baby, which is what got her out in the first place, right?
Yeah.
So now she's back, and I think she's back for a while. So they don't want to let this feud between Ronda and Charlotte go away that quickly. And so this is the same deal they did when they pushed Becky Lynch, is they made her subservient to Charlotte for a while. So I have a feeling that Charlotte's going to retain on this one.
All right, so Shay, you said Ronda?
Yeah, I say Ronda.
All right, and Pete, you are going with Charlotte. You know what? I'm split on the middle on this one. I agree with some of the points that you're making.
You might see the return of Bayley.
Yeah, but Bayley's not being a competitor in this wouldn't really matter.
She'll be a spoiler in this.
But who?
DQ.
All right.
Spoiler DQ, and then the champion retains.
But even if it's a DQ, Ronda still wins, though. So
yeah, but it wouldn't be for. Oh, I see. So we're just going win-loss, not necessarily title.
that's what I would say. I'd say win-loss.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to go with Ronda because I don't think that in an actual fight, with Ronda's background, I don't think that Charlotte could hang with her.
Have you seen Charlotte training lately?
Yeah, but still, she's not.
Andrade's got her in shape.
She's not an MMA fighter, but we'll see what happens. All right, so that's that. Oh, I got to put R, not P. All right, so we got the next one we got is graphic number 2, and that one there is the Raw Women's Championship. And that's Becky Lynch defending against Bianca Belair. Shay, I got to go with you again. What's your choice here?
I'm gonna go. I think Bianca gets it. As much as I want Becky Lynch to win, I think Bianca's gonna get the belt.
What do you think, Pete?
I think it's Bianca's time to get the belt.
Oh man. Okay,
because if you remember last year at WrestleMania, Bianca was the champion, and that's when Becky came back and beat her in a couple seconds.
No, that wasn't WrestleMania. That was SummerSlam.
Or SummerSlam, my bad.
Yeah, I'm going with Becky on this one for 2 reasons. First of all, I can't stand Bianca Belair.
Why not?
I can't stand her either.
She
but
is overdone and under. I don't know. She's strong. But
and I don't agree with the hair thing.
No,
because using the hair as a whip, that should be a disqualification.
Exactly. What I want to see is Becky put her in some sort of a submission hold, take out the clippers, and cut that puppy right off.
No, it'd be even better though. If that's a WrestleMania moment where they bring Brutus back.
Oh, there we go. We can bring the barber back.
Becky Lynch has her in the submission.
Puts her in the submission.
Beefcake comes out.
There you go.
And there's his WrestleMania moment.
There you go. So I'm going with Becky Lynch on that one, mostly because I can't stand Belair.
But I do think Bianca's going to get it, so that she's going to be my pick.
Yeah, I think Bianca's going to get it, too. This is her push.
I hope not.
And this is the market they're going after right now.
Yeah, like I said, I hope not.
This is a marketing decision.
All right, so our next one we got, which is actually going to start off as a talk show, but I got a feeling this is going to escalate into a match. We got graphic number 11, Pete, is your next one. We got the Stone Cold Steve Austin against Kevin Owens in the KO show. So, Pete, I'm going to go to you on this one first. What do you think, Austin? Assuming it goes to a match, Austin or Owens?
I really want to see Austin win, honestly. Yep. But I think this is like Austin passing the torch and doing the job.
So who do you think is going to win?
It feels like a job. I think Stone Cold's going to get his stuff in.
Yeah. Oh, no, not again. What? We're going to hear that at 5:30 tomorrow. What?
He's going to get his stuff in, and I think Stone Cold wins this one.
Okay.
but it also gets Kevin over. This is going to get Kevin over.
All right. Shay, what's
And
your...
Kevin needs that push right now.
I don't
Kevin
think
needs the push?
Yeah.
I don't
right.
think it's gonna be a match, but I think Austin's gonna end up. I guess you could call it a win.
Okay.
But I think if anything, this is gonna be a WrestleMania moment for Kevin Owens to get him over.
Yeah.
Austin's still gonna end up out on top, but also I think it's gonna be a feeler to see how Austin feels, and it might turn into a match at a later pay-per-view.
Okay, that would
This
be...
might be a setup for the next big pay-per-view.
All right. Well, you know
I
what?
mean, how much does Austin have in the tank?
Well, you know what?
Like,
And
I don't
that's-
think this will be a full match, though. I think it's going to be like they're going to get some stuff in. It's going to be like maybe like a 5-10 minute segment.
That's where I'm going with this. Austin is my age, if not older. His gas tank is nowhere near as big as it once was. I don't care how much cardio he's been doing. He's going down. Owens is going to drop him like a bad habit, and I think that's going to be it. It's the
That's what I'm
battle
saying.
of the
This
stoners.
is like this is the job. So Austin has given him permission to use the stunner.
So, yeah.
He
I
asked,
mean,
Kevin asked permission
yes,
to do
he
it. It's
did.
well documented.
Yes, he
that
did.
He asked permission to use that move, and so this is the job where Austin gets him over, because I think Kevin Owens' career has been lagging because they haven't pushed him in forever, and he's honestly, I think he's one of the more talented performers in the entire company.
Hey, if I take a slug of water, can I spew it like Triple H?
You
It
can
is
clean,
a wrestling
You can
show.
clean up afterwards,
All
sure.
right, that ain't right.
You might kill the mics.
Yeah.
If
All
you
right.
got $170 a pop, you can buy a new one.
All right. So listen, graphic number 4 is our next one, Pete. Ray and Dominic Mysterio against The Miz and Logan Paul. Shay, going to you on this one first.
Oof, this one's a tough one because I see two things happening. I see either Ray and Dominic definitely winning, or it might Ray's talking about retiring soon.
Yeah.
So do you think that Dominic turns on Ray and they do a father-son matchup?
Oh, it's a retirement match?
Yeah, or
That's a good twist.
I mean, I am gonna go, and also I do think actually no, I think Ray and Dominic are gonna win,
They are.
but at the same time, I think I could see that other scenario happening,
Okay. Yeah. I've said that actually months ago
and I can't stand Logan Paul.
when they were having when Dominic was having his issues with Sami Zayn and everything back months ago. I said that to my wife. I said they're going to break up. I said it's going to become father and son because of Dominic's.
They've done brother and brother, but they've never done father-son.
Yeah, a chip on his shoulder. Pete, what's your guess on this one?
I think Miz has kind of become that vehicle. He's just kind of like there. He's kind of like wallpaper. He gets everybody over. He's the perfect heel, and I think this is the time when the baby.
I was the perfect heel.
No, you're not. This is the time when the baby wins, and this is the Mysterios. But I like that twist that you got on it. I like the twist on that one, saying that now Ray's son gets the push, Dominic gets the push.
All right.
It turns heel right after the match.
If he turns heel, do you think if they do father for sons and be the
Be a great way to retire.
Wouldn't
match.
that would be
do you
an
think-
awesome retirement
do
match.
you think it's gonna be the diaper match like a 1, 2, 3 Kid and Razor Ramon?
God, I hope not. No, but that'd be a great SummerSlam match because they can push the heel thing. You never helped me, and they can show old clips of Dominic, over the years and stuff like that.
They
Make
can even
great
tie in
setup.
the ladder match with Cussy and Dominic with Ray and Eddie.
There you go. All right, I'm going with The Miz on this one. Logan Paul is going to get his ass beat. I don't care about him. I can't stand that clown. But I think The Miz is going to be the one that's going to win this. He's going to put, more than likely, it'll be Dominic. I'm expecting him to take face plant for the 3 count. So I'm going with The Miz and Logan on that. Pete, what do we got left from time in this first segment?
We're 25 minutes in.
All right, why don't we go into our first commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk some more WrestleMania. We got another Razor Ramon promo, and
Hey, yo.
We'll be right back. Bobby Slams and Pete-Igrees.
Do you remember our first group photo? This is it. Smiles all around, even though we were all nervous.
Who could have imagined that our first weekend together would soon turn into a lifetime of memories?
You're an amazing young man. Your brothers and sisters really look up to you. They're a big brother.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
I ain't never felt so much love before in my life.
All right. Hey, welcome back to Bobby Slam's Pete-Igrees and Shay-Nanigans, your wrestling promo show. Yeah, here we go. All right, so we're talking WrestleMania. We got WrestleMania coming up April 2nd and April 3rd. It's a Saturday and Sunday event. I am not a fan of 2 days of WrestleMania.
Neither am I.
It's going to stay that way.
You know, and you know what the worst part about night one being April 2nd?
What?
I'm not going to watch
that's right.
it.
You're fighting.
Yeah, I am part of HAWA, which is in Massachusetts that night, and Savio Vega is going to be there.
Where are you on Saturday?
That is, I'll pull it up right here. HAWA. It is the Music Hall at Gate City Arts.
Where's that?
Gateway City Arts. That's somebody saying.
Holyoke, Massachusetts, 114 Ray Street.
Yeah, okay, downtown.
I'll be in the corner of Stevie Legend.
Okay.
In the corner of Stevie Legend as he takes on El Presagio.
Oh. Now, when's your retirement match?
This Saturday.
This Saturday.
So, and then next Saturday, I'm managing Stevie Legend against El Presagio.
So it's this Saturday is WrestleMania.
No, next
Isn't
Saturday.
It?
No,
It's next Saturday? Oh.
No, WrestleMania is April 2nd.
My calendar is fast. Oh, yeah, that's right. Today's taping's 23rd. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so video, okay, you got it up behind us. The graphic number one. The next match we're going to be talking about, which is also on Saturday, the women's tag team champions, Queen Zelina and Carmella.
Looking a little shaky this week.
No. They kissed and made up. It was made for great TV.
Fiery.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good slap by Carmella, by the way.
That was. So they're taking on, it's a fatal four-way match. They got Sasha Banks and Naomi. They got Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, and then Natalya and Shayna Baszler.
Can I just say, I like Sasha. I like the Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan tag team.
You're going with Rhea and Liv?
Yes, I like them. I think that they're kind of what they're looking for, the company's looking for in a push.
Yeah.
And Carmella's had her time, and she's probably going to have a wedding leave coming up. So.
Yep.
And sorry, Selena Vega's boring. She's just boring.
She is? She don't do it for you?
No, she's boring.
The
whole character's boring.
She's 4'11" of fury.
The character is boring. I'd rather watch Natalya drone on about nothing.
Okay. Shay, what's your pick?
As much as I'd like to see Natalya and Shayna, because Shayna's like one of my favorites right now, I am going with Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, who are two other my favorites, but I mean, I'd really like to see Shayna take it, but it's going to be Ripley and Morgan. Because Liv's coming off that storyline with Becky Lynch, and I think it's time for her to get a push, and this is the way by putting her at Rhea, it's the way that she's going to get her time.
The only thing I have with that is that Rhea is becoming only a tag team competitor. And it's like she's no longer a threat for any of the women title holders, or the women's title.
They'll probably come back to it.
I'm gonna go, and I don't know why I'm saying this. I'm gonna go with Sasha and Naomi, and I really don't care for Naomi all that much.
I don't either.
I don't like her character. I mean, she's I'm sure a sweetheart, but her character, I don't know. It's kind of blasé. But I think Pete commented on something earlier that I think is going to come into play here, and I think that's going to be one of these women's matches. Bayley's going to become a factor.
If anything, Bayley's going to become a factor. If it does, it's going to be during this match because of the history with her and Sasha Banks.
I don't think so.
It could be.
I think they're moving her on to something new, and I think that she's had some good feuds in the past with Flair.
All right. Well, we'll have to see. We're going to have to wait and see on this one. All right, so your next matchup we got is graphic number 8, which is my wife Hope. This is her favorite, Drew McIntyre.
I love
She hated him with a passion.
Really?
And then all of a sudden it was like a light switch. Oh, hey, he's pretty good.
I got to meet Drew years ago when he was the Golden Boy.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's actually Hope's maiden name is McIntyre. or her mother's maiden name is McIntyre, actually. So there's a little bit of history there. And he's fighting Happy Corbin. I mean, that has got to be...
Baron Corbin is one of the most versatile heels in the company.
Baron Corbin, I can live with, or, that character. Happy Corbin, that's just stupid personified.
They needed something to get him because the Baron Corbin thing had gone its toll.
Find something different. That's ridiculous.
I actually like what he's doing.
His face persona.
See, I think it works because with Madcap Moss.
Yeah, but you know what this reminds me of? The Red Rooster.
No, it's nothing as bad as Red Rooster.
That's what this reminds me of.
No.
So, Shay, who are you going with on this one?
I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre because he's
right.
coming back, and it's going to be a WrestleMania moment for him.
All right, Pete, what are you going with?
I'm back with Drew, too, but this is the end of Corbin and Madcap. Corbin goes back to being a heel.
Okay. Well,
because you got two bases. No, he's not really.
No, they're heel.
Yeah, they're heel. Definitely.
Yeah, but that's not getting over with the crowd.
I've got to also go with Drew on this one because if I don't, my wife will hurt me. She'll hit me with a steel chair, and that's never good. So graphic number 12 will be your next one, Pete. And this one is for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, and it's being defended by the Usos against Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. All right.
Boogs.
You know what? I'm going to go first on this one. I'm going with the Usos. Plain and simple. I can't see the family losing the tag team belts.
I can because Roman's going to lose the main belt.
We'll get to
Spoilers.
that. We'll get to that card. All right. So since you want to talk so much about it, Pete, who are you going with on this one?
Shinsuke and Boogs, even though I hate them both.
Shinsuke is actually a really uber quality competitor.
I know he is, but they haven't given him the run that he deserves.
Yeah, they keep giving him.
They've undervalued him for forever. And Boogs has something, but he's just kind of like he bubbles under.
He's the sidekick.
I know, but he could be a main eventer too.
Shay, what's your take on this one?
As much as I want the Usos, I'm going Boogs and Shinsuke.
Oh no,
And it's because this is the end of Roman's reign. That's why.
I don't. Yeah.
You're gonna break up the bloodline's also gonna fall apart.
The bloodline. Yeah. Nah. I don't know.
The only thing.
What?
The only thing I like about Boogs and Shinsuke is Pat McAfee.
Oh, Pat is a trip. Oh my God, that guy is on freaking speed. Have you ever watched SmackDown, Pete?
Yes, I've also seen his podcast too.
Pat up on the table dancing away with Shinsuke's theme. That is
his podcast with Vince was the best. No one was able to ever, I think, talk to Vince the way Pat did on that show.
I haven't seen it.
It's on YouTube.
I've heard about it.
All right, so Pete, here's the one that you really want to jump all over. Graphic number 6 on this one. We got now. This is Sunday's card. We're starting right now. The main event for that one is the WWE Champion Brock Lesnar. I kicked his butt. It's his title right in front of me.
What do you think about Brock as a kind of coming out as a face right now?
Well,
he's always been a face, but this laid back Brock Lesnar.
I love Cowboy Brock, as they're calling it.
I gotta say, him versus the Universal Champion Roman Reigns for a winner-takes-all championship unification match. First of all, I'm going to go on record and saying that's a mistake. They broke up the titles. They created the Universal Championship because they had too much talent and it was too difficult to get people into main event matches. Having 2 belts, it made it twice as easy. Now going back to 1, unless they're planning on firing a bunch more people, you're going to have the same problem
They're
all
going to
over
repeat
again.
what they did with Becky 2 belts.
I don't think it's a good idea.
They're going to drop 1 belt shortly after WrestleMania.
Maybe. I don't think it's a good idea for a unification match. But again, I'm going to throw this one out there. I don't think Roman's going to lose. I think that Brock has gotten to the point where, while he may be all that in a bag of chips, he's lazy. He doesn't want to work the schedule. He doesn't want to do the road trips. He doesn't want to do the weekly appearances in front of the fans. And he sure as hell does not want to do house shows.
And he doesn't have to.
And that's my point. So I don't think that's somebody that you want representing your brand.
That's never affected their decision making before.
Because my argument when people say that about Brock Lesnar is if you go back to the 90s, the champion wasn't on Raw every week.
Yeah, but we're not in the 90s anymore. They've established that these title holders are expected
I think the title is actually
to at least make appearances.
I think the title is more important the less it's on there. So, like, if they have it on
I'm not saying he needs to defend it. I'm saying he needs to show up.
I don't think he has to be there every week.
I disagree with that. I think he should be there, at least making an appearance, having a match, even if the title's not on the line. Because now they started with these qualifying matches. If I can beat you once, well, then I can get a title match. Huh? I mean, that's new too. That's just I don't buy that. So Shay, I take it. I'm assuming you're going with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I'm going with Brock Lesnar.
All right, Pete, who are you going with?
I'm with Brock Lesnar as well.
You know, you guys are going to look foolish on week 2.
It is time for Roman Reigns to end his.
Hey, I do have a set of tag titles if me and Pete end up tying and beating you.
All right. You know, Pete, you guys are going to look mighty foolish on week 2 when I show the score on this. Who won and who lost? Because so far I'm batting 1,000.
No, you're not.
All right. So graphic number 7 is your next one, and that one is Edge versus AJ Styles. And
this might be the fun match.
Yeah, this is.
Do you think now over or under? You think there's going to be any cinematic matches this time around?
You know, go ahead, Shay. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
I don't think so. I think the cinematic thing was cool, but I think it was a thing to get them through COVID. I don't see them. I can see them eventually going back to it. Like
I think the Undertaker match was
the best.
Iconic.
Yeah, but I don't see them going back to it this early because you were just getting out of COVID. So I don't see them going right back to a cinematic match. I could see it in the future, definitely. Like here or here and there, not all the time, but definitely not for this year.
And the Hardys kind of promoted that. They were one of the first ones to do that.
Yeah,
Matt Hardy was.
So who are you going with on this one, Pete?
I think AJ Styles might have this one. This one's a toss for me, though.
Shay, what are your thoughts here?
I think it could go either way. I'm a little behind on watching it, so I don't know how the storyline's been playing out. I do know Edge turned heel.
Yes.
But I'm going to go with Edge on this one.
Okay. I'm also going to go with Edge.
Every WrestleMania match Edge has had since he's been back, he's delivered like over and above expectations on.
Who has?
Edge.
Yeah. So our next one is graphic number 9. And that match is Johnny Knoxville.
This is the throwaway match.
Versus Sami Zayn. But the thing is, it's an anything goes match. That means there's no disqualifications. No matter what happens.
So Johnny Knoxville gets to kick somebody in the nuts again.
And somebody could actually come out and help him. Now, here's the thing. Johnny Knoxville, you may know him from the Jackass franchise. He's taken a lot of bumps over the years, so we know he can take the bump. The question is, can his scrawny little ass take one from Sami Zayn? That's the question.
Oh, I think so.
So
and look what he's been through just for Jackass.
Oh,
You know what? Here's the thing, too. His whole Jackass franchise has been so cooperative with the WWE throughout this whole run-up.
Yep.
When you thought it was just innocent stuff and there might have been run-ins and it might have been real, and they've had this planned out forever. So this is great cross-marketing between the two brands. And Sami Zayn has been quite the entertainer and actor in this whole production as well.
He has. So, Pete, who are you going with?
I like Sami in this one.
Okay.
But this will be highly entertaining.
Yeah, I agree. Shay?
I think it's going to be Johnny Knoxville. I think this is the one time like a celebrity's going to go over, but I think he's going to have help.
Yeah, I agree. He's got to have help. You know what?
Who comes out against Sami, then?
I'm going to go with Bailey on this one.
Yeah, well, the entire locker room hates him, so
yeah,
I can see something like that happen.
Is that a shoot, or is that they all hate him? Really hate him?
Or no, like
kayfabe.
Kayfabe.
Okay.
Yeah, kayfabe. You know what? I know he's
this
a
is
heel.
Your toss-up, isn't it?
I just don't like Sami Zayn.
I think he's an awesome actor.
I used to not like Sami Zayn, but I love the new character.
I'm going to go with Johnny Knoxville. I don't like whiny little bitches, and that's Sami Zayn. I can't deal with that. That to me goes right up my.
No one's worse than Mancini. I mean, what?
Well, that's a whole other story. All right, so graphic number 10, and Pete, where are we time-wise now?
We're at 40.
All right, so why don't we take a break? We'll do a commercial break. We'll come back with. Oh, hey, we didn't do the second promo. Let's do the Razor promo, and then we're going to go to a commercial break, and we'll come back and we'll do the last couple of WrestleMania matches. All right, we got that. All right.
With Razor Ramon. Who does this guy Razor Ramon?
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Dad! Okay, here we go, throw it! Yeah.
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Nice.
All right. Well, hey, welcome back to Bobby Slams, Pete-Igrees, and Shay-Nanigans. All right, so this is our wrestling show. It's a 1-hour program that we're going to bring to you every 2 weeks. I'm Bobby Goff. We got Pete Coles in the control booth, and
we're going to start boning up on AEW because they got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, we just had a lot to talk about with
WrestleMania especially. Yeah, I got you.
And we got Shay Slater coming in, and we're going to be talking WrestleMania, and we got some this is our Scott Hall commemorative show, and we're talking about all things Scott Hall as well. So let's get back into the WrestleMania. We can wrap that up. Graphic number 10 is the one you have up behind us. Pat McAfee and Austin Theory. Pete, I got to go to you first because I know Shay's got a lot on this one. Pete, go. What do you think?
I think Austin Theory's here to cement Pat McAfee as the number one announcer. Coming into this year, he's not going to ever be. I don't think Pat McAfee's ever going to be a wrestler, but he's satisfying the old Jerry Lawler role of once in a while the wrestler gets into the action, so I think Pat's going to prevail in this one.
So is he going to wear the orange wrestling tights that Michael Cole wore?
No, that was horrible.
That was. So who are you going with?
I'm going with Pat McAfee to win.
All right, P, you got Pat. All right, Shay, who are you going with?
So I'm going to go with Pat, but I can see this happening because Vince has been, in character, has been supporting Austin Theory.
Yeah.
So do we see the return of the Mr. McMahon character and he cost Pat McAfee the match?
That could be. That could be.
Can he make it all the way to the ring in a WrestleMania, though? He's in his 80s.
Well,
as long as he doesn't blow both his quads.
He might have to start 2 matches earlier and to get there, but yeah. You know what? Austin Theory's a punk. I know he's the heel. I don't like the kid. And so I am also going with Pat McAfee. And watch this. This will be one time and we're all wrong. And, but anyway. So the final match and again, I want to say scheduled because there's still
They're going to throw matches in there.
There's still matches that are being talked about. The last match that is scheduled right now for Sunday is for the Raw Tag Team Championships, and that's held by currently RK Bro, which is
what number is that? Is that a graphic for that one?
Number 13.
Okay.
Sorry, that's currently Randy Orton and Matt
Riddle.
Matt Riddle. Thank you. I couldn't think of Riddle. They're going to be fighting a
Riddle can't think of Riddle.
Yeah, no kidding. Street Profits and the Alpha Academy in a triple threat match. Shay, going to you first, brother. Who's your pick on this one?
I'm going with the Street Profits.
Oh, man.
And I think Orton RKO's Riddle at the end and finally turns heel. It ends their little storyline.
Yeah, but that blows away the comments that he's been making as a shoot. He's loving this. And this is where the company, I think, humors him a bit.
All right. So
either way, I'm going to go with the Street Profits.
You're going with Streets. Pete, who are you going with here?
RK Bro retains. But not for long.
Not for long. I'm going with the Alpha Academy, mostly because my wife hates them. And but
I do too. What they did to poor Otis.
No, I like what they did to Otis. They took him from being a joke into being this fire plug tree stump, whatever the hell they call him. He's just kicking ass and taking names.
I like what they did with the Otis, but I do think the original character had a little more time before they turned him. I think they turned him prematurely.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I mean, they gave him the money in the bank, and then they made him give it away.
Yeah.
I mean, that says something to you right there.
And that match was epic.
That was a good fight, except it was lame. It ended lame. They dropped the belt, and Otis is standing there and catches it, or the suitcase. That was stupid.
But that fit with his character.
Yeah, no, that was stupid.
I'm just saying.
But all right, so Pete, let's do the Razor Make-A-Wish promo that we missed, and then we're going to come right back after that, and we'll talk some more wrestling. All right, I just that for me was awesome because I could so picture myself doing that to somebody sitting at a fountain. Head
Bob
plant.
Mancini.
So yeah, that works.
What is the fixation with Mancini?
So Mr. Scott Oliver Hall was born on October 20th, 1958, and passed away on March 14th of this year. He was in WWF, WWE, and he also wrestled under WCW. And he was just a part of.
And he was actually in WCW before they jumped back.
Huh?
Yeah, he started.
He started in WCW.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
went
know that.
Yeah, he went from AWA
I didn't
to
know that.
WCW. He was a Diamond Stud with Diamond Dallas Page.
Oh, all right.
And then he came into the WWF as Razor Ramon, and then they jumped back to WCW.
Now, the thing for me, in getting away from the world of wrestling, which, you know, I will be the first one to acknowledge is a male soap opera. You know, it's sports entertainment. They've come out and, you know, everything. Okay, fine. But there is no way in hell that, you know, you can say, okay, we're choreographing this, we're doing that. Okay, that's all well and fine. But you can't take away from the fact that these guys are, pound for pound, some of the best athletes in the world. To be able to do what they do week in and week out is just phenomenal. And you can attest to this, Shay, firsthand because you do it.
Yeah, and we'd be here all night if I listed the injuries.
Yeah. Now, take a look at Scott Hall. This guy for years was taking bumps, finishers, all kinds of punishing and grueling moves. And what ended up doing him in was a simple fall. Wasn't anything in the ring, wasn't anything traumatic. He fell and broke his hip, and he had to have a hip replacement. Due to complications from the injury and the surgery, that's what killed him.
Yeah.
They had him on life support until his son and daughter could get to him. And then they knew they were pulling the plug, but they didn't want him to have died before the family could get there.
Yeah.
And, you know, seeing an interview that Kevin Nash did, I mean.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Kevin was devastated. But, you know, Scott did have some issues over the years. He was another one that suffered from substance abuse. But DDP.
I think most of them did at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's what it was back then.
DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, actually started helping these guys. Scott Hall was one of the guys that he worked with. He also worked with Jake the Snake Roberts.
Currently working with Buff Bagwell.
Yeah, and so, I mean, you know, there's help out there for these guys. And that's a good thing because, I mean, for years, I mean, growing up, these were the guys that entertained you. I mean, they were bigger than life. And, you know, they were the heroes and the villains, you know, just so much as the comic book characters, you know. But so with all that, you know, I do want to say rest in peace to Scott Hall. You know, I never got the opportunity to meet him. I've met several wrestlers.
I got a chance to meet him.
Did you really? What was he like in person?
Oh, he was great in person. The funniest part, you want a funny Scott Hall story? So it was the convention, Just Incredible. This mic keeps going down. It was a Just Incredible convention. It was like a Comic-Con, but wrestling.
Yep.
Put on by Just Incredible.
Okay.
So Scott Hall was in this room by himself because they had like a big open area where everybody else was.
Yeah.
But then Scott Hall, Terry Funk, like certain guys had this one room.
Yeah.
So Scott Hall when he came, he was flying back the same night.
Oh, okay.
So he didn't bring a bag, didn't bring a change of clothes, and it was hot in that room. So I won't mention names, but the kid that was helping out is like, hey, it's hot in here, I'm sweating. He's like, this is my only clothes. He goes, can't you do something? Get a fan. So the kid goes to Walmart, comes back with like one of those box fans. No lie, it took him 20 minutes to get this thing to set up and work. And Scott Hall goes, hey, ain't rocket science. And everyone in the lines are busting out laughing. The kid got so red and the face got so mad.
That's funny.
It was the funniest thing.
That is funny. I used to go, and I don't know about you, but I grew up in Chicopee, and we used to go to the Springfield Civic Center when that still meant something. And, I would get ringside seats. And we used to go, there were probably 6 or 8 of us that would go on a regular basis. And it got from me, and I think this is where, my love for the heel came from. Everybody that was going with us was all going for the babyface. And I'm like, no, that's lame. So my buddy Jay and I, we used to root for the heel.
Oh,
and
we used to do that too.
We're sitting in the front row. And I remember a match that we saw that was the Rougeau brothers back in the day.
Yep.
Against the Rockers. Shawn
Marty.
Michaels and Marty Jannetty. And now, of course, everybody is rooting for the Rockers, except for Jay and I.
Yeah.
And where we were sitting was at the Rougeau's corner.
Okay.
So it didn't take them long. It was maybe 1 minute into the match, and they realized that my buddy and I were rooting for them.
Yep.
So we're doing like air moves, and they're doing what we're telling them to do. It was awesome. So Shawn Michaels is in the ring, and one of the Rougeaus grabs him in a headlock, and I've got my arm like I'm holding him in a headlock, and I'm using my fist like I'm punching him in the face.
So you're basically Mizdow before Mizdow.
Oh my God, it was awesome. He's in the ring doing what we're telling him. They ended up they won the match, and it was phenomenal. Our friends that were with us were getting mad at us because we were basically managing the Rougeaus, and it was just awesome. I remember I did some volunteer work for Scaricon, which was a horror movie convention at the Civic Center, and this was just a couple of years ago, and they did it 2 years in a row there. The first year, they had Greg the Hammer Valentine was one of the celebrities there.
Okay.
So Greg was there with his, I don't know if it was his wife or his girlfriend, I don't recall now, but his son is also a pro wrestler. So he and his son had booths side by side. Greg was always one of my favorites back in the 80s because he was no nonsense. He didn't rely on any flash. He just beat you up.
Yeah.
And I loved that. And it was funny because I was doing transportation for all the celebrities. So it had to be Sunday. I'm bringing Greg from the Sheridan over to the Civic Center, and it's just him and I in this limo.
Yeah.
In this big-ass truck. And I said to him, this is kind of ironic. And he goes, what's that? I said, I can't tell you how many times I bought a ticket to see you fight in this building, and now I'm driving you to this building. And he just looked at me like this. He had this really odd look on his face, and then he smiled, and he goes, I can't thank you enough for telling me that. And, he was so out of character, it was like he was talking to me as Greg.
Yeah.
And, I shared that with him, and he was like, I can't thank you enough for telling me that. It meant so much to him to hear somebody that was a fan when he was in his heyday that I love what you do.
Yeah.
Because you're real. We were talking about Brutus Beefcake before. He had all of his flashy gimmicks. Hogan, all of his flashy gimmicks. The Ultimate Warrior. I mean, all these people had their crap that they did. Greg just came in and hit you in the face.
Yeah.
I liked that. That was, to me, I liked that because, you didn't need anything. There was no pretense. I don't like you. Bam! Down you go. And, I always thought that was pretty cool. So those are my 2 wrestling stories that I'll share for this week. So we got, Pete, we must be almost out of time by now.
Yes.
All right. So listen, we're going to wrap this up. We've got one more little video that we're going to play for you, and then we're going to do the ending theme for the show. The little video that you're going to see is Scott Hall's original, I'm going to say his return to WCW debut. And then we're going to play for you the theme song. This is going to walk us out of the NWO, which Scott Hall was one of the founding fathers of. So listen, I hope you enjoyed Bobby Slams, Pete-Igrees, and Shay-Nanigans. We're going to come back in 2 weeks with another episode, and who knows what we're going to be talking about with that one. But tell your friends. Check it out. I don't know the schedule on this yet. Pete's still got to work that out.
On the social medias.
Yep, we're going to have this going, and hopefully you'll be able to get this in Agawam and Southwick as well. And, Westfield is obviously, since we're here. But with all that in mind, folks, I want to wish you a very safe and happy WrestleMania. Enjoy it. Check it out. And on behalf of Mr. Peter Coles and Shay Slater, God bless. Thank you. We'll see you back 2 weeks. 2-2, baby. Here we go.